question number one, why did we choose to do this? Well, this will actually tie into question number two. What does your husband do for a living? So a few months ago, my husband got a job offer with Chef's Warehouse, and that job, we signed on to the job knowing that he was going to be traveling around the US 4 days a week, and that, I would be here at the house holding down the fort. And we have done the traveling job thing before, and it's fine. So we were just going to do that. Then in my mind I thought, well, since we homeschool, let's buy like a little drivable camper, like a tiny one, like a van basically with a bed in it, and the kids and I can just like venture out to wherever he's working at for a month at a time or a couple weeks or whatever. It would just be super fun. So that morphed into, why don't we just get an RV and sell everything? And then we kind of like laughed about that for a second, and then like slept on it and came back to it again and said, yeah, we're totally gonna do that. So it literally was just a thought, and then a reality. Like it just happened. So the first question I had just answered was, why did we choose this? And I kind of tied in, like, because of my husband's job, like what does he do for work? He works for Chef's Warehouse, and he actually will be working outside of the RV 4 days a week, and then he should be working from the RV, from his computer, and we're gonna set up a whole office for him and myself, and that'll be on Fridays, and then we have the weekends to explore together. So we'll all be together. There will be no lapse in time. Like, yeah, he may be working away from, like, totally gone from the RV 4 days a week, which is fine. I just have to bring him to an airport to get to wherever he needs to be, or we're parked in an RV park near one of the plants that he's working at. So there's that. Yeah, I really don't know all the logistics of that yet. That's just gonna have to flow and be smoothly intertwined into our lives as we get there. But as of right now, that's what it's looking like to us. Another question is, like, Chandra, what are you going to do? You love to sculpt. What about your business? My business is totally coming with. I've already been trying to downsize like the supplies that I need, and instead of having all of my stones on like this crazy shelf, I've condensed them into bags in bins, and that's fine. It's gonna be totally fine. I'm gonna have to be a little more creative, like with sculpting stuff that the goddesses are holding, which is totally fine. So I don't have a lot of like supplies hanging around. And like underneath the RV, there's all kinds of pull-out drawers, so I can have bins in there with like shipping supplies, my business cards, stuff like that, all the literature, and I'll just pull that out once a week when I do my shipping. And then I have a label maker. I'll just print out all those labels. I talk with my hands a lot, and then just drop them off at the local post office, and then boom, business. So it's gonna be fine. I'm totally just taking it with me. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to start the first week, keep it going the first week that we travel, but it will continue. It will just be something that it's part of me. Like, I can't not do it. It's my sanity. Sitting and sculpting is like my zen time that I unwind. So it's not going away. So those that asked that question, there you go. Another frequently asked question, I actually got 3 of this question. What is your first stop going to be? And our first stop will probably be Vermont. So we plan to list the house beginning of August. And whenever it sells and all is said and done here in Georgia, we're gonna travel up the East Coast. We thought we were gonna go west first. We're actually gonna do East Coast. My husband's gonna visit the plants along there, and then we're gonna go see our family up in Vermont, and then late fall, winter, we're gonna cruise over to the West Coast and spend probably Christmas over there. I think, you know, this is what we're saying and what we're thinking right now, but things can change. But I think our first stop is gonna be like East Coast area. Destination will be Vermont, and then who knows from there. So yeah, that's that. Are we sad to sell our home? Yes, absolutely. I have never lived somewhere, since meeting my husband, we have never lived somewhere this long in a row like this. And we've really established ourselves here. Like, we have really good friends here now, and like I go to town and like I see people I know and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so like part of a community now. So that's really hard. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. No, this is probably the hardest move. Yeah, I've made this house like our own, and yeah, it's not easy. So to answer the question, yes, I'm gonna be so sad to sell this house. That's for sure. That's a yes. How long are we gonna be on the road? I don't know. I mean, I have goals in my mind. I'd like to be on at least a year, but I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping a year or two. If we kind of know where we're gonna settle and a property comes up that we can't say no to, then maybe we stop at that point. I just don't know. But we'll see. That question would be answered more properly as we go along farther in this journey. So yeah, I want to go for a while. In my mind, I want to do it for a long time, because I feel like once we settle somewhere, I'm gonna be like, oh, I miss traveling. So as long as we can. So schooling, kids, obviously my kids have been homeschooled. The previous school year I started homeschooling, so I already have a year of homeschooling under my belt, so I'm not like nervous about that. Thank God. I don't think I could have like gone on this road trip and started schooling in the same time. I think it would have been too much. So I'm really glad that it's all just kind of flowed the way it's supposed to. So we're gonna do homeschooling on the road, and it's gonna be like 4 intensive days of homeschooling, and then Fridays are gonna be like the exploration days, the hands-on stuff. Maybe that's the day where we do our nature study, where we sit out in nature and draw something. Pick something to draw and then learn about that. The birds are chirping so loud today. So yeah, it's gonna be just like school for, I mean, we're still doing school. It's not like this year-long vacation. Like, we are gonna have our legit like 4 days of school, and we're going by the Georgia homeschool laws, because we are residents here. We'll have our post office box here. Our cars are registered in Georgia on our license, so we are Georgia residents, but we're just going on a long vacation. So we're going by the laws here, because if you're a homeschooler and you live in Georgia, you know that the laws are amazing here and they're lax, and it just makes it less stressful. So yeah, school's not stopping. We're doing school full time, getting our 180 days in, and it's just going to be probably the best school year of their lives, because there's just going to be so much experience, like the things we're learning about, like the Lewis and Clark Trail, like everything. We can go experience it. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So I think that's all I'm going to hit for this video. There are a few more questions, but I feel like I need to lump that into a different video. Yeah, so for now, I hope that answers some of your questions. Maybe that'll spark some other questions from you. There's so much to dive into with all the stuff I just answered, so there's more things we can kind of build on to that. But so far, that's that. And as of right now, we're just like getting our house ready to sell, and all that nitty-gritty housework type of stuff. And one day at a time, really. I had to kind of focus back down on just not thinking too far into the future, but just like, what am I doing today? Like, what am I doing today for this journey? what can I do today? So, okay, bye. Thanks for listening.